Well, good evening, everybody. I'm your co-host Corey Covier. With me is my fellow co-host Darcy George. Darcy, it's been a couple weeks. It's good to get back talking bikes.
It is, Corey. We missed you while you were gone, but you're back with us now, and we're back in the roll of things again. So yeah, we missed doing this, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, and what a great way to get back into the swing of things, Darcy. The High Performance Riding Academy. Look at that picture there. Look at the participants, the instructors. Always a huge turnout here or at Atlantic Motorsport Park for this riding academy.
It's always a good showing. We sold out in the spring, as we usually do. 50 participants. Everybody that you chatted with had a great experience and had a great time. They're always a great learning experience for anyone, whether you're a new rider or a seasoned rider. It's a good experience for anyone just to get out on track and just see what you and your bike can get up to while you're out there.
Darcy, I might have had the mute button on there, so hopefully, always so yeah, getting back to the swing of things, not just for bikes, it's also for all this dangled technology. I just looked down and seen that the desktop audio was muted. Not sure if we were muted. There's so many options here, but long story short, happy. We're happy to be back here at the track, and always a big turnout.
Yeah, that's right. We're happy to be back, and it's good to get this second class of the year going and get some more folks out and get them on track. It's always nice to welcome new people out to the track.
And that's one of the better parts. Being biased, I like just being out there, part of the track family, and more announcing than racing or being part of that. But me, the family, the being out there, talking with people, talking bikes, talking, catching up over whatever it's been doing for the last month. And I'm sure this is the same for the High Performance Riding Academy because there are people that do it a few times and they get back and start chatting with everybody and how's everything going. And definitely
Yeah,
more
exactly.
than just riding on the track.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that have done a number of schools. They choose not to participate in the racing portion of it, but just like getting out and doing the schools and doing the track days. Same idea for them. They might see some buddies that they met at the last school or something, or some friends that they picked up along the way. So, like you said, it's always a great atmosphere, regardless whether it's a race weekend or a school weekend. It's always a great atmosphere out at the track.
And before we get into our Q&A session here this evening, this school is going to be a little different for you, right?
It is going to be different for me. Yeah, yeah. I my After the spring school, we were out and I taught at the spring school, and my son has been pushing for the last year, wanting to do the school. So he turned 14 last fall. We had to get him clutch experience first. So we worked on that all spring, and we got him a new dirt bike, clutch bike. So he's been working on that and doing really well with it. So we're giving it a go. We're gonna see how it works out for him. He's excited but nervous at the same time. It's a big change going from a dirt bike to a road bike. But he's gonna hop on the 250 and give it a go. So we'll see what happens with that first time he goes down over into turn one.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's you never forget that time first getting out onto the track. Yeah, I can remember it was, geez, dating myself now, 28 years ago, and
Wow.
I still remember it.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
wow?
Yeah, I didn't think you were. It was that long ago you started racing. Yeah, it's going to be different. It'll be a different experience to be there and watch it all happen. And I For myself, I've been given wise words of don't instruct your own child. I'm not going to do any instructing this round. I'm going to be there helping out and doing what I can to help out behind the scenes and doing that and looking after him and making sure he's getting out for his sessions and able to get in and out and do everything that he needs to do. So yeah, it's gonna be a different experience. It's gonna be different.
That's awesome. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to be out there to see that
Yeah.
happen. All right. So with that, let's maybe before we hop to the next window, just go through just kind of what we're doing here I seen one post, or the team seen a post about what to bring, what kind of stuff to do, and we thought, why not do a video so people can you can direct us to this Q&A session if there's any more questions afterwards. At least we can get a lot of the more frequent questions out of the way. Even make your experience when you get to the track maybe a little less scary for some people. You know, you're driving in, you got a bike in the back. What am I supposed to do? I have no
Can
idea.
be overwhelming. Can be
Yeah,
overwhelming.
definitely. We've all
Yeah.
been in those situations where first time ever going somewhere, you have no idea what to do, and all of a sudden now you're driving your bike on the trailer onto the track. You're like, how'd you get it there?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do a Q&A. If anytime you have a question for Darcy or I, or just in general, just throw it out there. Does that be directed to either one? The YouTube chat is live at the moment. And yeah, we can answer any questions. But we got a list here of things we're going to go through. And at the end, if we didn't capture your uh, your question, again, feel free to throw it in there at the end. All right. So, Darcy, we're going to start off with the schedule, I think.
Yep. Let's start off with the schedule for the weekend.
All right. So typically, not typically, what happens? You show up at the track. Now, there's always a track day, or I should say, I think there always is track day before the High Performance Riding Academy. That there's for anyone that's typically done the school before or has a bike that's prepped for track days. It's a different prep than it is for the school. So unfortunately, you can't just bring your bike out in the same condition that you're going to bring it out for the High Performance Riding Academy. You have to go a little extra mile and get to the track day. The reason why that is you've gone through the paces of the High Performance Ride Academy. Now you're going to be going faster. The potential for crashes are bigger, so we have to take extra measures for safety. And we'll get into the bike prep later, but just so you know that if you decide, hey, I should do that Friday track day too to get extra time, your bike has to be prepped differently. And that's a whole other can of worms we're not going to get into today. We're focused on the
No.
High Performance Riding Academy.
Yep.
But the reason why I'm bringing that up, two reasons for that, but also to know that since the bikes are there at the track, you're allowed to go there um, the night before. So if you're a camper and you like to camp before, it is recommended to wait till the proceedings done. Let people park where they want to, where it's happening, because some people will just do the track day then leave. So if everyone goes and camps there ahead of time, and all of a sudden all these track day riders have to get far away from the track, it's preferable, a courtesy to let them do their day. They leave, and then you hop in. So if you're going to camp and you want to show up early, just don't unpack your bike and all your bike tents and all that stuff. Park back on the grass when you first come in. You'll see it when you get there, and then move up to a spot that you want. The instructors will be there on Friday, so they'll set up their camp. They have a spot that they always go to, so you'll see that they'll be there as well. Darcy, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, if like if you're able to show up on Friday night, it's great. There's always a bunch of racers and or track day folks around. Like you said, the instructors, a lot of them will be there for the track day on Friday, or they'll be pulling in, Friday evening at some point. And it gives you an opportunity to just to chat and take a walk around and look
Mm,
at everything, check out the facilities, see what's there, just kind of get your lay of the land, I guess, as you would. So you know where to be, what to do. You can see where the tech building is, where the Guthrie building is, where the class sessions happen and stuff like that, where the washroom facilities are. Just kind of give you the lay of the land, and it kind of gives you that upper leg, I guess, come the following morning, where you're not rushing around trying to get in and unload. You don't have to stay, you don't have to come Friday night, but if you have the opportunity, it makes things easier for you in the morning when it comes time to get everything done and bikes unloaded and all that stuff. So there's an advantage to it, not necessary, but
yeah, it's a good point. Just being out there, part of the track family we were talking about before, just being there for any of the social
exactly.
that are out there, and you want to just chat.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's the arriving to the track. On Saturday, you start off with going into the classroom, and that classroom is before lunch, and then just before lunch, I believe it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. The classroom stuff, hour and a half.
Yeah, it's the classroom portion is about an hour and a half. But just prior to that, there's going to be inspection of all the bikes. So what typically happens is all the bikes will line up in the paddock area. And that way it gives a chance for our technical inspectors to go over them all, make sure everything's safe and ready for the track. We're going to go through that a little bit further about what's required, but gives you it gives the inspectors a chance to walk through, see all the bikes, and get a good look at everything. Make sure that everybody's going to be safe for going out on track, and you know they're not going to have any issues. We don't want somebody, things get overlooked. It happens. It happens all the time. You can look at something a dozen different times and not see something. Somebody else walks up to it, they'll say, "Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you need to do that." So it gives a chance for our inspectors to just have a walkthrough, look at the bikes, make sure everything's okay, everything's going to meet those requirements. And then everybody gets all the bikes get a tag, so they're all numbered. Everybody gets a little plate to put on their bike with a number on it, so we know who they are, and that the bike's been gone over. And then yeah. So once that's all done and ready, around 9:30, everybody will head into the classroom in the Guthrie building to kind of go over what's going to happen for the day. Now, with ex- the folks who've done the school before, they've done that classroom portion before. They don't need to attend it. There'll be a session, an on track session instead for them. Now, again, this is for people who have done the school before and have been through it already. So they'll be doing a session or two in the morning, just
Yeah, I
to
was
get
thinking
their.
it was two way. Like you could get through two rotations
Yeah, I think
before.
it's two rotations I can get through. So it kind of gives them a chance to get, their rust off and stuff, and get going and get back up to speed and everything, while all the first time students are getting the classroom session out the way, and getting that portion of the school done. So yeah, an hour and a half for the classroom session. A few different instructors in there. We have a couple of longtime friends of the track that maybe don't teach on track anymore, but typically we have Steve Canfield come in, and he gives a chat about stuff, and going through and talking about the corners and stuff like that. So hopefully Steven is coming back again for us for this. But yeah, so that's the classroom portion of it, going over the course, or the actual track, the turns, just talking about, track entry, getting on the track, getting off the track, stuff like that, going through all that etiquette stuff, and getting that ready. And then yeah, going through turn by turn and just talking about things, letting them know where stuff is, and what's kind of expected of them while they're out on track, and that
Yeah,
sort of
and then
stuff.
after that, there's that always that fun the track walk. I still do
Yeah.
that. I still love
You know,
walking the track.
yeah,
You see a
it's a
corner
cool
totally differently.
experience. You can. Every time you walk the track, you see different things, and you notice different things. You may notice something about the track that's changed. Whether there's a little divot has exposed itself somewheres or something, or it's also a good chance, just to see what other people say about the track, like where their breaking points, their entry points, and stuff like that. We usually, on track weekends, we're out usually do one or two track walks a weekend, and just talk about either, what happened that day, or what you've been working on, or something like that. So the track walk experience is always great, and being able to, with the students, do that walk with bikes on the track. Now, I've been told that we're the only track in North America that does this, that we're the only ones with a live track while the school is going on. And students are walking it. It's done safely, of course, but it gives the students an opportunity to see where the bikes are on track, and see the corner entry, see the corner exit, get an idea of those kinds of things. And it's up close and personal with them when they're a couple feet away and they're ripping around the track.
Mm,
It's a unique experience, and it's a very cool experience, and it's something that when you do it for the first time, your eyes are just
mm.
wide.
Yeah,
It's
Corey
pretty
Canfield
breathtaking.
and Blaise Fouchier have done it. John Fraser, I believe, might have done it as
John's
well.
done
But
it. Yeah, we've had
super bike riders here at SRL just
right.
ripping her. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
So
You'll
it's a
all
really cool
appreciate that.
experience. It is. Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Sweet. So then after that, we got lunch. At lunch, Darcy is provided. We got some subs coming from in, so everyone has food prepped for them, so they don't have to worry about that. But what I
Yep.
do recommend though is bringing lots of water. It's amazing how just standing there in a leather suit, it just like a sponge sucks it right out of you. So
It's August. It's
yeah,
gonna be
and
hot,
that
right?
too, and it's
Right?
August.
Like the August school is always warm. So you're going to lunch is provided, Subway is provided for lunch. You're going to want to have your own snacks and stuff throughout the day, right? That's one thing you need to bring with you. Bring some snacks with you. Bring lots of water. Of course, bring Gatorade and those types of things to help as well. But just make sure you consume lots of water because like you said, you're in that suit and you're sweating and you're working that bike, and it gets hot, and it's surprising how hot you get. Having that water on hand is important. You need that. You need that intake throughout the whole weekend.
All right, so we talked about the schedule, Darcy. We talked about the food. How about you mentioned earlier about all the bikes lining up and these inspectors going to walk through.
Right.
Maybe now is a good time to talk about what they need their bikes to be prepared for whenever they're coming
Yep.
in.
Yep. So, as we said, it's not the same prep as you would for an actual, full on race bike or doing the track days. So the things that we're talking about, like removing mirrors, remove your mirrors so you don't have to worry about them getting broken if something happens. We don't want that glass on the track. So that sort of thing. So remove those mirrors. Um, Headlight, tail light, and signal lights, if they can't be removed, tape them up. Have them taped over. There's different ways you can do it. One of the more recommended ways is like don't use duct tape because you're gonna it's painful to get it back off.
You got to use the
Um,
goo gun stuff, to get all that
Exactly,
gooey
right?
stuff off it.
It's a pain. So, painter's tape. Use painter's tape, and then you can put the other tape over top of it. It just makes it easier to get it off. But make sure that they're taped well. There's no light shining through them that could distract anybody behind you. Headlight, tail light, and signal lights. Um, Tires. Make sure that your tires are in good shape. You don't want anything that's wore out. If your tires are wore, there is a possibility that you won't be able to go out on track with them. They got to be in good working order. The whole bike has to be in good working order. So make
Yeah,
sure that you've got
if you see threads coming out of the tire, your
that's
day's
not good working order. That's good.
starting before or stopping before it even starts.
Exactly, right, and
Mm,
you don't wanna have that happen and ruin your weekend just because, of a tire. Nobody wants
yeah,
that. We've all been there where tires ruin the weekend, it's no fun.
yeah.
So make sure your tires are in good shape, check your air pressures, make sure that's all good. No leaks from anything is important. You don't want any oil leaks, coolant leaks, fuel leaks, brake line leaks. You don't want any of that. Go over your bike, make sure everything's tight and secure. No liquids pouring out of it anywheres. Make sure everything's good.
And when you
Front,
say poured, that's the extreme. Even a
yep,
drip could stop you from getting out on the track. And
yep,
the reason why that is, it's once that gets on the track, it's not just getting in your tire. as you go out there, it's very uh, surprising how small amount of oil will make a bike lose traction.
Yeah,
And if you're there, then all of a sudden the next bike behind you will hit the oil. The bike behind that person will hit the oil. So it's
exactly.
just so it's not
And
just for
as
you,
you go,
for
you're
everybody.
putting more, and you
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yep. So
It's it's a walk of shame when you've got to do that, and you realize that there's oil coming out of your bike, and
mm.
nobody wants that, nobody needs that. So make sure that you've got no leaks, no drips, and that your bike is in, it's in good shape that wise.
Well,
Um,
I'm thinking about something, Darcy,
yep,
because we're talking taking mirrors off and stuff. People in the past have drove the bike that they are doing the track day to the bike. Now, it's if that's what you choose to do, that's what you can do. I would recommend trailering it up for two reasons: is you can prep it at home, have all this done, so you're not rushing to take all this stuff and paint it or tape it up, whether you show up Friday night
yep,
or um, Saturday morning. But it's also you never know what can happen. You really can't, and this isn't to scare anyone, but you never know. You may have a tip off. You drive into the grass, the bike goes down, you break off handlebar clip, and you can't drive the bike home, and then you're scrambling afterwards.
yep.
So I would totally recommend. I know everyone's in a different situation, so it's not a have to. I would just
Mhm.
recommend that you trailer the bike to the track.
I've done both. I've After I did my first school, I did at that time we were running a street stock class, and I really wanted to participate in the next round, and I wasn't wasn't ready to be doing this, and I rode my bike out. Rode it out, knowing the schedule would allow me to have time to get the bike taped up, and my bike I could remove the headlight off of it and all that sort of stuff, so I wasn't worried about that. But yeah, I rode my bike out, did the class, did the street stock class, and I was fortunate I got to ride it home that night.
Mhm.
But
I
like I
was
said,
ready. I was ready for the but.
no, no.
That's good.
But it was it gave me that taste, and then after that, I'm like, okay, well, I got to pick up a little trailer because it's just like you said, it's easier to do it at home and then get your bike there. But again, everybody's circumstances are different. If that's how you get your bike out there, make sure if you're coming out in the morning, make sure you're early enough that you can get your bike ready. That you have time to get it all set up and remove what you need to remove, so that you can make sure that you don't miss tech, because you don't want to miss tech and ruin your weekend. So just if that's what you're choosing to do, and that's how you're getting out, 100% giver. Just make sure you leave yourself lots of time to get the bike ready.
Sweet. All right, Darcy. It's been about half an hour. Oh, we're going to talk about groups. Don't want to forget about that.
Yep.
So at the track, same with track days. As the High Performance Riding Academy, we have what's called groups, and the groups are one, two, three, slow, medium, fast. Is um, the words you could throw out there, but it's not even slow, medium, fast. It is beginner, fast on a slow bike, and then fast on a big bike.
And
And
it's not even necessarily fast on a big bike. It could be fast on a little bike. It's just guys who've done them before usually end up in that third group, right? They're track day guys. They've done schools before. They have track knowledge. They have track experience. We've had a number of racers who they've come back and they've done the school. They've gone in group three to get teamed up with some of the instructors that go in that group, just to get in behind them and learn something from them. We're all still learning as racers. We'll take any trick and tip that we can get if it'll shave off a tenth. So if you can get in with a guy that is fast, on a like-minded bike, then you're going to get something out of it. You're going to get some advantage out of it. So it could be a racer that's out there in group group three. But like you said, it's not about fast, faster, fastest. Experience takes into play as well.
Hmm.
Your group one is it's new people. They haven't been to the track before. They don't know how things operate, how things go. They're there to learn like everyone else. And it's gonna they're gonna go out there and run their laps. So it's there's no you know how can we put it, and I know we kind of discussed this a little bit. It's don't take it as you're slow by going in group one. That's not
Hmm.
what it's meant to be at all. It's the place to build your experience and learn the track and get the knowledge is what it is.
Maybe we'll step back a bit. So we're talking about these groups. What are the groups for? There's three sessions. One, two, three. Then it goes back again. One, two, three. Goes back again. One, two, three.
Right.
And
So on
then we get
Saturday,
everyone
I'll
gets put into these groups, and they like to try to spread it out. So they don't, if there's 60 people at the track, they don't want 45 people into group one. So they're like, okay, group, the it's their job, and by I say they, the people at the track, to massage those groups, but also they're listening to you. You're like, okay, you know what? I've gone into group one. I feel extremely comfortable. I feel like I'm at the top of group one. I'd like to advance and go into, I shouldn't even say advance. I'd like to shift over to group two. It's not
right.
an advancement, it's a
Nope.
shifting over.
Shift. Yep.
And so we really find it hard not to, I don't want to say insult people, but we really want you to know to check your ego at the gate when you come in, because that's what's going to get you hurt. And it's also, we're all there to have fun. And if you're trying to hot rod in group one, and or you're like, I'm in group three and I'm the fastest guy there, all of a sudden there's racers that know the track, they know what lines are. And if you've never been there before and you're sweeping back and forth in the road, it's or on the track, it's not a safe environment. So
We've all been there. We've all started. We've done the school. There's nothing more humbling than Mark Goodwin, one of our experienced racers and teachers, going past you while you're on a 650,
mhm,
looking backwards on a 250, and just zoom past you when you think you're doing great and you're doing awesome, and he walks around you on his 250 and he's gone. Like there's nothing more humbling than that.
mm,
The instructors will work with you. Again, like you said, if you feel you're at that fast point or that top point of group one, you want to shift to group two, talk to your instructors, or your instructors will come to you and will say to you, you know what, you're doing things right, you're doing good, let's bump you up. Um and 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 there's been times when people have said, okay, you know what, I may have been doing great in group one, but I find group two a little bit overwhelming, I want to go back. That's per It's what you get out of it as a student. It's not about, you know, going the fastest and being the quickest, and that's not what it's about. It's what you get out of it. And if you don't feel that you're getting much out of it, if you've been moved up a group, just say, look, that's not for me. I want to drop back down a group. I was more comfortable in that group. Even though I was going a little bit faster than some of the others, I felt more comfortable.
mm.
Drop back and you keep going. It's for you and what you want to get out of it, and that's you're the only judge of that. So talk with the instructors are going to talk to you. You talk to them. Be truthful. Be honest with them, and it's going to be a better experience for you in doing that.
And I think the good thing about this school is that there's no passing in those all of Saturday's sessions. Correct me
Yep,
if I'm wrong.
that's
Maybe
correct.
in group three,
They might
sometimes
by the end of the day.
it
They
depends
they'll
what
be.
riders are in there.
Yep.
But the great thing is, you just get to do that ladder approach to becoming comfortable out there, and you don't have to worry about people zipping by you. So it's an
It's the
amazing experience,
repetition of
and
building that muscle memory to get around the track.
Mm.
And you're not going to find the perfect line in the school. That's not going to happen. But the idea is to, to stay on the line, to keep your line, not be erratic and going everywhere. It's, and doing that repetition of, you're not worried about somebody going around you, coming up on you. It's just that repetition of learning where you're supposed to be as you go through. And that's what Saturday is really about, is just learning the track and getting an understanding for it.
All right, Darcy. Well, half an hour. That flies by. We wanted to keep it. We didn't want to be too long. We wanted to
Nope.
keep it just half an hour, just so people that are watching it, they don't have to worry about watching an hour-long video. So we don't want to go too long here. We
Yep.
can. Darcy and I love talking about bikes, so we could talk probably for 2 hours and not even blink an eye.
Yep.
So yeah. So anyone that's watching this, congratulations on taking that jump, getting out to the track. I look forward, if I'm at the track, feel free to give me a wave. Um, and look forward to seeing your adventures.
Thanks, Corey.